Dave Palumbo here for RxMuscle.com. I got a star-studded cast here: Aaron Singerman, Chris Aceto, Milos Sarcev, and of course Mr. Olympia Samir Bannout. And we're going to wrap up today's 2018 Mr. Olympia contest. We got a new champion. Chris was so excited when Shawn Rhoden was announced the winner that he hit my hand and he almost dislocated my shoulder replacement.
That's okay. Derek Farnsworth is is in the back here. So he has to work on your shoulder to bring it back.
Yeah, he's got to put it back in place.
Yeah. So.
You were excited, huh, by that decision?
I was ridiculously excited.
Good decision.
It was a tremendous decision, and the excitement was that I've been here before and left thinking Shawn could have walked away with
2015.
2015, and he's had the criticism of the stomach. We didn't get it that way. You know, you're lazy on stage. You don't present yourself as Mr. Olympia. For all those reasons, you think like, well, maybe they're not going to give it to Shawn. And, maybe they'll give it to Phil one more time, break Arnold's record. Right. But I got news, there's a trophy that Phil has, and guess what? We're not giving that up.
All right, I want to go right to Milos. Milos, here's the question. Yes. And I always say, Shawn did bring his best. I was very impressed with what Shawn brought to the stage. Why did Phil lose tonight?
Well, you said before, Shawn didn't really win, Phil lost, but I disagree because he has a better physique, let's face it. Yes, 7 times Mr. Olympia is gifted and all that stuff. If you look at the structure, if you look at the quality, polishment, all this separation, super flat abs, I mean, he was exploring his weaknesses. I mean, there was not even close. After the pre-judging, we called it, but we didn't know if a judge is going to have actually courage to do it, and I think the judging was phenomenal. There was they put Ramy out of top 5. Ramy, who was the second last year, so you think there's some favoritism.
Dexter out of the top 5?
Yeah, what?
Dexter out of the top 5?
Yeah, exactly. So I think, I take my hat off to judges. Okay, I still think that we need a little bit more comparisons. They were comparing top 4 10 times, right. But anybody else just get one call out. But thank God for Shawn. I'm so happy for Chris. I know Chris was there so close so many times. 2001,
what cost Phil the victory? The gut?
Conditioning was not there. Shawn was way better conditioned. Gut, legs were just not there. And you can see cross-threaded, separated, and Phil was losing it. Also, again, he didn't have a stomach in control. Many times, turning around, coming out, dropped his already narrow shoulders instead of, getting wide. So if you're a judge, you can pick it up. We called it yesterday. I was afraid they're not going to do the justice, but justice is served.
Samir, you're a Mr. Olympia. You know what it takes to present yourself as a Mr. Olympia. Did Phil Heath look like Mr. Olympia today?
I have to admit, when you win Mr. Olympia 7 times, there's a good reason why. Phil Heath, they call him the gift for a reason. The guy have the combo. And his stomach came back to haunt him tonight. He had no control over his lower abs, and he did really let it hang out. It was obvious, it was clear. And Shawn Rhoden, one of my favorite people, without a doubt. I'm a fair judge. I'm sitting next to Haney, we're discussing it, Milos is right. I think Chris had done a great job with Shawn. They did a great job. He was more etched. However, I think, in the back department, in, like hamstring traction and stuff, honestly, I was leaning toward Phil. But the truth is, Shawn Rhoden is tighter. And when he did an ab shot, he destroyed him in the ab shot. And I think the judges caught up with that and they say, we had enough of this little hanging stuff. Deserving. I'm really happy for the changes. And Mr. Olympia should have a tight midsection.
You had a great midsection. Let me go to Aaron. I want to ask Aaron a question. Hold on. Let me ask Aaron a question.
He beat him on muscle. It's not a midsection show, for God's sakes.
He had it all. I didn't say that he had it all. But nobody had the combo of Phil. But tonight, Phil, he dug a hole for himself. I'm being honest with you.
Let me say that's one of the best back double biceps in the history, right? So of course, we all know that. I mean, you know that. I agree and disagree with you. Hamstring and glutes, Shawn was just as sharp, if not sharper. Yeah. Yes. Back, however, both lat spread and back double biceps, he lost from a rear.
Wins that,
yeah. Now, again, you're his coach. On a rear lat spread, he squeezes the glutes and flattens out the lower lats. They're not thick. If you stick his butt out, you know, they're going to pop out. So this is one thing that, I was going to scream, but he probably doesn't know. Really, if you want to pop the lower lats, you have to stick the glutes out and lean back. But he was squeezing glutes, and then lower back was kind of flattish.
If you don't want to pop your lats out, you just take a little more insulin. That's all, Chris. Now, let me ask you a question, Aaron. You and I were sitting like right next to each other pretty much, and you leaned back and you said, there's no way they're going to give this to Shawn Rhoden.
No, I didn't think so, man. I'm very happy that they did. But, you know, we've been here over and over and over again, and I've seen it a lot of times where I'm like, oh, this should happen, or another thing should happen.
Why did they do it tonight?
I think it was just enough is enough. So last year he came in the midsection was not under control, and I think that was like a warning shot. And here we have it again, and there's only so much, and I think it's time for a change. And I think everybody here could admit that it's time for a change, and the judges felt it, and the people felt it. People cheered when he won, and I think it was universally applauded. Like, there was nobody going, oh, that's bullshit. It just didn't even happen this time.
When you lost the Olympia to Haney in '84, did you know before the decision that you lost? Did they tell you?
Honestly, I felt I would have probably, in '84.
Did they tell you?
Did I tell you before?
Well, you know, I have my own story about that. But anyway.
I just want to know, did they tell you?
You know, even Arnold came and told me, you know, Samir, I had you a basic. I don't want to talk about.
No, but what I want to know, did you think Phil knew that he lost before the decision?
I can see it on his face tonight when they were standing. I could see it that I lost. Right. I could see that.
So you think they told him?
He felt it.
Oh, he just felt it.
And really, Shawn Rhoden, if you want to look at it as a beauty and perspective, and you know, he did say that they gave him a chance in the past because he let it go, and then last year they claimed it was a surgical procedure. Yeah. I don't think so.
No, it wasn't a surgical.
There's something wrong, and you know, you can see it. He's like suffering when you're doing the abs, and when he did an ab shot next to Rhoden, I mean, it was easy.
All right. Let's talk. Let's. Congratulations, Shawn Rhoden, because you know what, I couldn't be happy. I think change is great for the sport, but I think the guy who impressed me most was the guy who was voted the people's champion, Roelly Winklaar, third place. Who expected that, Chris? Talk to me about Roelly.
Well, Roelly's been knocking on the door for that third place for like the last 3 years. I mean, he's very capable. I've always said, and you know this, we've talked about it on the radio, that he has more muscle really than Ramy. I mean,
he does, dense muscle.
Than Ramy. And he's got knockout shots. He's got a side chest that's insane. He's got a leg from the side that's insane. He's got a tapered front double. His arms are enormous. I'll ask Cormier back there. I'm not sure if they're real or not, but I think they are real. and you know, he's got big
Chris,
legs.
Should Roelly have been higher? You think Roelly could have placed second?
Cormier's
definitely really could have placed second. Definitely got. I mean, like you said, look at some of the shots. I mean, he was tight in the lower back. We was always waiting for him to get tight in the lower back.
Right.
And I mean, look how powerful his arms are. And like I worked with him on his posing a lot in different times, different parts of his body at different times of his preparation throughout these last couple of years going to Kuwait. And like I said, I mean, his forearm, his wrist is about like that long, and it's all forearm from there. It's like a big.
He's unbelievable, yeah.
But like I say,
Chris, I'm going to ask you a question. I want Samir to hear this. If 1983 Samir Bannout was in this show tonight, who would have won? Who would have won the Mr. Olympia?
He could have won it. He could have won it.
What do you want?
I mean, like I said, I remember how he looked at that time because I was one of the first magazines I picked up, and I seen a stride, the triceps all the way down, the back door. I didn't think it was real. I was like, there's no way possible. Like someone like stuck that on.
Would a 1983 Mr. Olympia here, would he have won tonight?
I think so too. Yeah, no, not because we are here and Shawn is going to listen to this. I love Shawn's physique, yes, but exactly in back double biceps, back lat spread, you know, he would take him, you know, for sure. Yeah, and his, I mean, 83, it was the best Samir that ever was.
Right, of course.
And we all appreciate it. I mean, you were absolutely phenomenal.
Oh,
would you be?
Yeah. Because I'm here.
No, of course, it's like we assume we are looking at those pictures, but projecting you on the stage next to Shawn. Shawn had a little bit smaller waist, a little bit, you know, maybe a better taper, but I mean, the back double biceps.
All the way. His taper was better on
all
paper.
The way down, all the way.
You know what?
Hey, you know what? Bottom line, I'm so happy for Shawn Rhoden. He's a great ambassador.
Yes.
He looked unbelievably good. And, you know, Chris and Shawn did an incredible job. And you know what? Congratulations to my buddy Chris Aceto. Again, Phil. Good job.
All right.
Going to Kuwait.
The question. The question is now going to be. Hold on. The question now is going to be next year. Will Phil Heath come back, Aaron? You think?
Yes, 100%. 100% he'll be back, yeah.
And can he fix whatever's wrong? Is it fixable?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Next year it's going to be a real war because next year Philly wants to come for revenge. He wants to come with vengeance, but you know what? It's not going to be as easy now.
See that same Shawn Rhoden again.
I think
This-
Shawn's going to improve.
Mark it down on your calendar. Shawn will look better next year than this year.
I believe that.
You can. Because I thought like even that front lat spread, chest could have been fuller. It's
He's
been
got room
fuller
for-
in the past. Yeah, it got
On
all
that
body
frame,
parts.
3
body
pounds of
parts
muscle
improved.
will look like 8. So if he can put on 3 in 365 days, you got to calculate what's that come out to be,
I
huh?
don't know, but it's got to be a lot of work.
Well, I don't think he's afraid of work.
I want to say something. Big Ramy was unbelievable tonight, but it was a little bit too late. Honestly, if
Was he
Ramy
incredible?
could compete tonight,
Well,
I would have put him in the top 3. I'll be honest.
no, I wouldn't. I love Ramy, and I
That's
think
why
that he can be Mr. Olympia if he was sliced and diced and shredded and 30 pounds lighter. 25 pounds lighter, really. He's the biggest guy on stage. I just don't understand that you're going to prepare for the show to be even bigger. You already dwarf everyone. I mean, Shawn just proved it. They say small guy, well, small guy was flawless. And a good, small, perfect guy is going to, flawless diamond is always going to be more expensive than, big flawed
You should
diamond.
drop 20 more pounds.
Absolutely. I mean, here, look.
Tom Platz we got here. The Golden Eagle himself.
Get a figure.
Was it a good decision tonight?
Oh yeah, I think it was a wonderful decision. I didn't think it would go that way. I thought Shawn Rhoden was going to be like second, third. I really thought so, and I just feel all my check marks were in a row. Waistline a little funny, but I'm thinking give him 8. And so, but I think it's a great thing for Shawn Rhoden. I think it's time. He's a great spokesman. He can represent our sport very well,
but he was
just like
edged.
Brian. Okay.
Yeah.
We need that. We need that.
He was more edged tonight, I mean, Phil has a little bit more in the back, lower lats
Yeah.
department. But, honestly.
Rhoden has a tiny waist.
Yeah.
He looks like a classic bodybuilder, only he's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you guys used to do.
Yes.
Okay. That's what he did.
Let's look at Frank Zane. Back in the day, what was he? 180 pounds, 185.
180,
Yeah. How much did you weigh when you were 183?
In 82, I was 186. In 83, I was 196. And look at Brayon. Look at
This is like a reunion of the bodybuilding elite.
look
I'm
at
like in fan heaven right now.
Look at Brayon, 180 pounds. And honestly, Brayon was unbelievable at 180 pounds. And that tells you, when you have that eagle look, that lion look, you win. You have that hippo and hyena, you won't get anywhere.
Here's a question I have for you. You saw Flex Lewis win his 7th 212 Olympia. He's not going to be doing that class anymore. He's going to go to the Open. How does Flex Lewis do in this Open class tonight here?
Well, I think Flex Lewis could have been in the top 5 in this class. I think Flex Lewis comes back 220, 230. He's going to be a contender. And I think he'll go to the Open class now.
You think that's a good move for him?
I think it's a great move. I never met him. It's been 7 years since I never met him. He always told me the story and emailed me. I never met him.
That's crazy.
But I finally, we were all like, I guess he looked at old pictures from the old days. And I always thought, it's great to see him win the 212 title, but it's Shawn. It's like a junior class.
Right. You want to see what the big boys are
What does he
going to
make?
do.
He makes like, what does he make? 40 grand? 40 grand's nothing to
That's a little bit
versus
unfair,
400,
to be
okay?
honest.
I'm like, he can get in there and mix it up with the big guys. Why not?
I honestly believe that he would easily made the top 3.
Really?
Now.
Wow. That's a bold statement by Mr.
I
Olympia.
believe that. I told Nick Hill, I said, what's wrong with you? You're going to be at least $200,000. What's wrong with you?
What do you think, Chris? What do you think? Do you think that Flex Lewis could have placed in this Open class?
We're not giving up that Mr. Olympia trophy. That's my answer. Phil can come back. He can do all the little hocus pocus he wants. Phil said, if you remember at the press conference, Shawn went on paper saying, in a nice way, as an athlete, I can beat Phil on every pose. That's what Shawn thought coming into the show. He didn't say, I can beat him and I hate his wife or he's got an ugly wife.
Yeah.
Phil interrupted him, wouldn't let him finish, and said, and you're going to look like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh when you're looking at me holding the Sandow. So I just posted that Eeyore picture on my Instagram.
Oh, you did?
And
Okay.
people can comment on it.
Aaron, what do you think? How would Flex Lewis do in this Open tonight?
I agree with Samir. I think he's a top 3 guy right now. You put on 10 pounds. You put on 10 pounds, and I think he's up there with Phil and these guys, and I think he can win. I honestly believe it, yeah. I think it's possible.
I wouldn't like you. I don't care who wins, honestly. I tell you the truth. Flex Lewis with a break in the top 3 like this.
Let's go back to one of the more compelling stories of the night. I want Tom's opinion too on this. Big Ramy. What does this guy got to do now to get in there? He's got all the muscles, he's got all the tools.
Chris Aceto. Come on. Oh, wait a minute.
Milos, what do you think?
Samir thinks that he looked phenomenal today. He was still far off. Even if prejudging was today, Ramy will make a top 5.
Come on.
No, I'm serious.
How was Lee Haney? Mr. Olympia, 8 times. He disagree with you. And you know what?
I love the Lee Haney.
A lot better tonight. Chris Aceto, I'm not shy. Chris Aceto will tell you. I will speak my mind.
I speak my mind too, so there's no problem. I love Ramy. I think that he has Olympia potential. I was saying this for so many years, but he needed to come crystal sharp.
Milos, when it comes during the prejudging,
what?
He needed to bring that package yesterday, not today.
Even today, see, I think that it's possible that the prejudging he was 5th, and now he's not even in the top 5.
I don't know.
Listen,
that's Chris. Chris will give you an honest answer.
He was somewhat better, but let's just finish this with the Ramy, because I want to say straight to Ramy. He posted something like very touchy, like, oh, he disappointed so many people and don't hate me. He tried, he trained very hard to bring his best, but it was the wrong strategy. He was already the biggest guy last year. Why force a little bit more fullness in size and width? You need a polishment, you need a crystal sharp conditioning, dryness, striations. He didn't have that. And Shawn was exploring this big time. I mean, separations, striations, veins, super small waist. So Ramy needs to come 15, 20, even 25 pounds lighter.
Hold on, let me ask Tom. Tom, what do you think about what's Big Ramy? If you were coaching Big Ramy, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to work with the right coach, okay?
Who's the right coach in this?
I can't say that right now.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be someone we know.
I know who will do good. Listen, if you keep switching coaches every year, that's stupid. No, really.
Right.
No
You're
disrespect to the crew over there in Kuwait. They're great people. They want him to win. Right. But when you switch coaches, Chris have the experience. I'm telling you, if he was with Chris, he would have probably already won the title.
Is he texting you right now? Is Ramy texting you?
No.
I'm just telling you the truth, man. He cannot.
You blew it. You could have, if he would have sodium depleted you at 84, you would have won.
Sorry.
The stage is set for next year. I mean, Big Ramy comes back, 20 pounds lighter, posing to heavy metal music. Oh my God, he's back. Okay.
What's the music these guys use, right?
Oh, he's got to get the right music. And when he starts hitting a leg shot, and everybody in the front row is looking at me going, and he just hesitated and went away. I'm like, you got to milk the crowd. I mean, milk it. He could have had the crowd in his arms, man.
Were you the first guy to shake your quad on stage?
I guess so. You know how that started? I was in England and I had lint. I really had lint from my sweatsuit on my legs. So I started lint. I brushed it off and I went. So I used it every time. That and when the girls told me, all the old girls said.
The old Tom Platz lint move.
Yeah. And all the girls said, I didn't know how to pose. How do you pose? I'm not a dancer. I'm not Frank Zane, I can't, So the girls told me back in the 70s, do that thing with your hair.
That was the move.
It wasn't. I had to do something to emotionalize the audience. But the thing about today, I think all the guys, it's like they get it. It's the science is really integrated into what we do here. Bigger, badder, better than ever. But the love of the stage, understanding the stage is missing. They bring the pain of the gym to the stage. I think we need to bring back to the era when Samir was on stage, Zane, Corny. We need to bring that back to the stage. And I think these guys are set. The stage is set for that to come back. That's why we're here.
When you work with a guy, for example, with Milos did represent beauty and art, this type of body. You need to be with a coach that understands posing too. Sometimes your nutritional pose coach, you have no clue about posing. I don't like the idea of this shit.
That dumb as he doesn't know anything about posing.
Show your triceps, show that horseshoe, man. They'll go like that.
Let's see your horseshoe. I think you still got one.
Of course.
Let's see. Let me see that horseshoe.
They got it right.
He still got the horseshoe. How old are you?
44. We love the game. We love the game, and we're passionate. We love the best man to win, really. Chris knows,
I want to congratulate Chris. Chris, great job with Shawn Rhoden. It's nice to have an Olympia title back in your mantelpiece, even though it's not on your mantle, it's on Shawn's mantle. But I think that the judges did the right thing tonight here, and I think that the decision, as you can see from the fans, from the legends of the sport, have all decided, hey, you know what? This was the right thing that the judges did. It's going to change the course of bodybuilding history, and I think we're going to see a super exciting Olympia tomorrow, next year. Tomorrow, yeah, we're going to do the 2019 tomorrow, guys. Don't leave Vegas right now. I'm going delirious. For now, though, I'm Dave Palumbo with Chris Aceto. I see Derek Farnsworth here. Chris Cormier floating around someplace. Samir Bannout, the Golden Eagle. Tom Platz, Milos Sarcev. For RxMuscle.com. All right, guys. 2018 Mr. Olympia.